All right. Hey, everybody. Ooh. So I'm kind of nervous. Yesterday at the lake, we met this family that's camping, a couple families actually. And talking about my YouTube page. So I'm preparing to take them on my first guide trip. There are going to be 7 or 8 of them, mostly children between 9 and 15 years old. And so my best, the exciting portion is just catching fish, right? So we just want to catch fish. And so in Lake of the Woods, you can catch anything with anything. That's the beautiful thing. I can have them throw out something and boom, a trout can jump on it or a bass can jump on it. We don't know. It's like, that's what's so cool about it. So what is probably the most common thing to catch stuff on? And it's a jig and a little powder bait. So what I'm going to do is I have a bunch of pre-made jigs. Oh, la 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 la. See all these? Ooh. Okay. Bunch of pre-made jigs. Most of the time it's clear and red and white that work in this lake. So a lot of times, you could put just like a clear jig like this or a red jig. Or even, these pink jigs with the white trail on them. Or even the fuzzy ones. All these should work great. Now, the neat thing too about it is that you take some power bait, some trout power bait, and they like red. So what it did, I made little baggies because, you can't afford to give them all a jar. So I bought a few jars and I put the power bait in little individual bags. Just take a little bit of this, just a pea size of it, roll it up nicely, put it on the hook, toss that in the lake. Put it about 3 feet below on a bobber, bam, they're going to get it. I think that is my strategy tomorrow. We're going to use jigs. We should catch crappie. We should catch perch. We should catch trout. We'll probably jump on it. Who knows? Even a bass, baby bass. Doesn't really matter. We're just going to have fun catching fish. So tomorrow morning, all of us are going to be in kayaks, which will probably be my most challenging thing. Typically, a guide has a boat. And you put everybody in a boat, and the guy can just walk up and down and check on everybody and make sure everybody's happy. Well, I'll be in my kayak. They'll be in their kayaks. That's the challenging part. So before we go out, I will give them all jigs. I will give them all power bait. I will show them how to set it up. And then we'll all go out onto the lake into some hot spots that I know of. And we'll just start catching fish. Now we're going to be over the Aspen Ramp, which is a great spot because right in the Aspen Cove there, and then farther out, we should be able to catch stuff right there at the Aspen area. So if in an hour, we're not just catching a bunch, we'll probably head over to the marina because you can always catch over at the marina. So, but I think we'll be able to do just fine over at Aspen because I usually do. But I also did all these jigs and I dipped them. What was so weird about these It's these jigs right here. So I put they're tubes, and I put them on a rig, and then as soon as I dipped it into my spike it, which is a garlic glow dye, they broke. It's really weird. I mean, they'll still stay on, they'll still work, but it's weird, like acid. These will probably work just fine. I only got a couple of these, so it's supposed to glow in the dark. Supposed to glow. I don't think it glows. This one's got this thing called a light stick on it. Yeah. They were on clearance. I always check out clearance stuff. But anyway, red worked great in that lake, so I went obviously red. But that is tomorrow is a big deal for me. I can't earn money, so I'm not charging them, but so it's just basically gratuities. So if you ever need a guide, you got me for free, and just give me a gratuity. That's basically it. So should be able to, got enough stuff here. Definitely going to catch stuff. Look at all this stuff. Look at all this. Add a little power bait to any of these. Bam. You got yourself winter chicken fishy dinner. Winter fishy dinner. So power bait, just a little itty bitty pea size amount of power bait on these things. But panfish is really, shooting for, and we'll probably get some trout on top of it tomorrow. I got my favorite there, so I've got, we'll see. I did yesterday. I contacted Kastking. They're going to send me another piece. You see that? My ultralight. It broke. The tip broke. So, kind of a bummer, huh? So I'm, bummer. I heard something when I casted it, and then I looked up and it says, well, that don't look right because, it's got the tip there. And I didn't see an eye at the end, and then I reeled it in, and that reeled in with it. So, never broke a rod before in my life. A rod finally broke. I guess I was due. With all the fishing I do, I figured I was due. So, anyway, Kastking's really cool. Great company. And they're going to send me another tip. So, unfortunately, it's a 2-piece rod, so they just need to send me the end. Hey, donkey. So, I'm preparing for my first guide trip. And I'm nervous. I mean, the whole thing is, you want everybody to catch fish. So, I'm going for the most reliable method of catching fish in my favorite lake. It should work fine, right? But you get nervous. You just get nervous about it all. So, but I think I've prepared everything. Whatever they give me at the end. It's just gratuities. But There's going to be 8 of us on a kayak. It's quite a entourage to take out onto a lake, 8 kayaks. And I've got to be sort of working all of them, make sure everybody's got their lines in there, make sure that they're catching. I'll be taking pictures, hopefully, and everybody's okay with me taking their pictures. If not, we'll try to remember who doesn't. And so I'm, I don't know. It's going to be nerve-wracking. I mean, normally I take my kids out and I want them to catch fish, but and jigs are, little jigs are the easiest way to do it. Maybe even a spinner, throw a spinner on somebody's. I don't know. I really hope that everybody starts to catch fish tomorrow. That's my biggest worry. What if one kid doesn't catch fish? That's true. No such thing as a bad day on the lake. But you want all the kids to catch fish. So, I got a fish finder. So if everybody starts to catch fish and if you don't, I'm going to be hanging around them, find the fish, and then dropping the line in, and we'll get some fish on the line for them. It really is it's really the trick, right? So put all these in one spot. That doesn't look good. That one don't look good. Take that one off. Ooh. And this one looks like it. I've never done the orange one, but I wonder. Yeah, this one looks like it would really work good. Never worked it, so we'll put that baby on there. That actually looks like it would work. Go ahead, bam. That looks like it'll work. You might have to hold some of these off for backups, The more for sure's. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the dad wants me to make sure his kids have a good time, and that's pressure. It's pressure. When hey, I've been hired to be a guide for the first time. I'm going to have 8 people on kayaks tomorrow on the lake, and to help them catch fish. So the best way to assure fish catching is with jigs, because you always catch fish with jigs. And then to make the bite even more sure, more than double the possibilities of catching a fish on this, is put a little bit of power bait on it. So I got everybody a bag of power bait, and they just have to make a little ball and stick it on there and drop that in the water. And we should be able to catch perch and crappie and trout like crazy with this. And that's my prep. They all have their poles. I told them to have bobbers too, because I don't have enough bobbers. I only have a half a dozen or so bobbers. Maybe I might have enough if I, use pencil bobbers or something like that. I did. I even commented on it. So I did. That's really cool for you. Congratulations. Yeah. I can't believe an 8.0 hook, though, on that beast. I've never, except for ocean fishing. It's the only time I've ever used an 8-0 hook. I mean, that's the only time I've ever used an 8-0 hook. Ocean fishing. I mean, that is just crazy big hook. I mean, the biggest hook I've got is 5-0, I think, is my biggest hook. I use a 12-0 for sure. Well, yes, for ocean fishing. So, yeah, in fact, actually, No Redemption, actually, he's such a nice guy. He really is a very nice guy. He and I are going to team up because I want to do more with children at the lake. And so I want to, whenever I see kids fishing, I want to go over and help them catch fish. And I've been doing that. And it's been, starting to hear my name yelled out on the lake more and more now. And so he's going to he said he's going to try to put together a package for me to use, baits and stuff like that to take to the kids out on the lake. Well, yeah, big hook, big catches. Gosh, that's big though. 8-0. I mean, look at that. It's a 4-0. These are 3-0s. So 4-0 is my biggest hook. 4-0 is my biggest hook I got. 4-0. I can't imagine an 8-0. It's like double its size. It's just wild. We got these at Walmart. 6-cent hooks. Man. Yeah, I don't. My goodness. I'm gonna have to. I think that's my biggest hook is 4-0. Yeah, my biggest hook. Yeah. Oh, I've got a 6-cent order coming in. So I ordered a Vega frog, which is exciting for me. It's frogging, I gotta get better at it, and I hear great things about the Vega frog. Up higher hookup, so I prefer 10-0 for my swim baits for the 8-0. And we're going to help beginners. An 8-0, you're gonna catch a whale. You're gonna catch a whale for a beginner. That'll scare the crap out of them. Yeah, so this is a 4-0. Finesse jig. I don't know. God, I'm so worried about tomorrow. So worried about tomorrow. I'm okay being responsible for my children, for having fun. But to be responsible for somebody else's kids for having fun, I don't know. Especially two families. Well, yeah, I would. Well, you guys, a 12-pounder. I've never caught a freshwater 12-pounder, ever. Never. Thanks. Yeah, I thought once in a while I grow my mustache back. Once in a while. So, I don't know what got into me. When I was in the hospital, I didn't shave. And then when I took the beard off, I was like, we'll leave the mustache. You know? Oh, I got to restring my pole today. I'm having the hardest time with, see, there's a 4/0. That's a 4/0. 8/0, man. I'm having the hardest time with string. Either that lake is tearing up my string, which I think that's what it is. I think the lake is tearing up my string. You know, all the rocks and the wood and stuff like that underneath the water. Hot Rod Red. Oh, that'll be cool. That'll be very cool. Yeah, that'll be cool. Hot Rod Red. Maybe, I'm supposed to have a couple adults with me tomorrow. Instead of giving them like jigs, or, start them out with jigs. What do you think? If I get the adults, should I start them out with jigs? Because that'll get them started. It's good to get the bite on. Good to get the bite on. Once you get the bite on, things start to get exciting for people. And yeah, it would be cool if I got the as soon as I get the parents or the adults with some fish on, I might give them some topwater stuff. In the morning, we should be able to get some topwater. And it's just some poppers, There. You just get them some poppers. Yeah. Yeah. I got a lot of poppers. So, and to teach them how to work a popper, bam, 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 up on the surface. Because once you catch your first topwater, ain't no going back. Ain't no going back. These are little rebel poppers. So I might just, as soon as they catch their first few fish, that area where we're going to be is pretty good for topwater. You're not going to catch anything big topwater there, but you might catch a smallmouth bass. I've caught smallmouth there. And even a 1 pound, 1.5 pound smallmouth feels good. Feels real good. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one kid's going to beat my personal best. That's what it'll happen. But yeah, these little, or even, I've got whopper ploppers too. These, you can't go wrong with a whopper plopper. These things, you just throw them out there and retrieve them. So, and I've got a few whopper ploppers. For the adults, that'll really work out really good for them. Oh, my 6 cents. Whenever I order from 6 cents, it takes forever to get here. I don't know what it is about Oregon and 6 cents, but it takes weeks for their orders to get here. And so I ordered an Axis 2.0, which is their square bill crank with a metal lip that moves. I got that, and I got a hyper jerk. Can't go wrong with hyper jerks. And then I got the Vega frog. Those 3 lures that I got should be killer. And for the most part, that's kind of what I like doing nowadays instead of getting subscription boxes. I may go back to a subscription box for fly fishing. So as I start fly fishing, spinner baits, I do have a lot of spinner baits. Um, but yeah, I might go back to a subscription box just to get me started on fly fishing for 4 or 5 months. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's like it goes from Texas or someplace, and it heads all the way out to Hawaii. I don't know why it goes to Hawaii, and then it comes back to the mainland. If they take the longest ride, I don't think they know where Oregon is. I just don't know. When I lived in California, it didn't take that long. It was like 5 days or so, but it's ridiculous. Monster bass. Thing is, I have enough bass stuff. What I would like to have is more trout stuff, because I have plenty of bass stuff. I've got more bass stuff I know what to do with. I might have $800 just in bass lures. So it would be nice if I got more trout stuff, because trout is big here, and it's big. I mean, I caught a trout this is not an exaggeration. It was this big and this big around. It was just a massive trout. And I got that on my ultralight. That didn't break my pole. I would have understood it if reeling in that beast broke my pole. This happened on a cast. Rather uneventful. So, but they give me another one. I mean, one nice thing about those guys, they're great. It was amazing. It was absolutely phenomenally amazing. The guy I was with, it was a subscriber, Charlie, and he watched me reel this thing. He said he had more fun watching me reel that thing in than a catch that he caught. Which, by the way, right after I pulled that baby in, he pulled in his personal best. I mean, we had such a good time. I guess I shouldn't be worried about tomorrow. I mean, with 8 poles in the water, people are going to be pulling in fish, right? I mean, somebody's going to pull in fish. So, no. My cat, it's 110 degrees outside. My cats are near comatose right now. They're just sleeping. It's like, they don't want to move. They have found, my Bello likes down here, which the smart ones come down to the basement, because there's a 20-degree difference between here and there. And if you go to the top floor, forget it. It's super hot up there. This house has no air conditioning. It's 105 years old. It has no air conditioning. So this is the coolest spot in the house. With 8 rods in the water, and everybody putting power bait on their jigs, they will be pulling up fish. So it's really not that much, huh? But they only need to put a pea size. So there's probably enough here for about, 2 dozen hooks in this, because you just need to put a little pea size. You don't need a lot. So I'm looking. It's so worried. So I guess you could put like a little pencil lure or bobber on it. Got some pencil bobbers. But anyway, if the resort is handing out my business cards, and so it's 4th of July weekend too. So I'm hoping maybe I can get another gig by the end of the week, and then this money will go towards fishing. That'll be really cool. Like I said, I'm going to get that fly fishing pole as soon as I get my second credit. I got my $75 credit, so I get a $60 credit. And with the $135 of credit, I can get the fly fishing set up by kastking. So I'm hoping, get all that. Well, they don't allow minnows. Nowadays, in the old days, I'd go to the store and I'd buy, 3 or 4 dozen minnows. But they don't allow live bait here. They don't allow it. I wish they did. They just don't allow it. So you're right about minnows, though. Minnows are a guaranteed crappie bait. But, when I was younger, in my earlier marriage days, I went to the store, I bought minnows, and then I went to the lake and pull up crappie. So they don't allow it anymore. California doesn't allow it. Oregon doesn't allow it. In fact, right out here right down the street, right in front of me, I could see minnows in the lake. I'm not allowed to throw a net out there and grab the minnows. I'm not allowed to do it. I can't catch those minnows with a net. I mean, dude, I could just go out there and just throw a net out there and just scoop them up. There are so many. All you see is flashes underneath it, right along the shore. Just the flashing of the minnows. Little shad just all over the place. And it's just not fair. It's just not fair. Yeah. I guess if you have dead minnows, but I don't know. I want to just throw my fishing net out there and just grab those minnows. They don't care. I think some guides do, because I see them and I ask them, because what those guides will do is they'll have shad. They're not allowed to use shad, but they'll put a shad on a hook and throw it out there for the customer, and they snag a bass. And I asked this one guide once how he got shad, and he told me he couldn't tell me. He's a jerk. He was a jerk. I mean, I guess, you pay the guy $400. Me, I'll do whatever pennies you give me. So, but yeah, I wish I could use minnows. I really do. But I'm kind of a rules guy. I'm a rules guy. I got to stick by the rules, especially if somebody's hiring me. I can't break the rules. That'd be a bad thing to teach their kids, right? Here he goes. Fishing pool. We should catch trout. This is my customer. He wants to catch trout. You can't get picky. These are kids. We're just going to pull up fish, but because we are using trout bait, we should catch some trout. So, should be fine. Should catch trout. Maybe I'll throw some spinners, some trout spinners on some of their rigs, because I got plenty of trout spinners. Some of them, so the adults will probably want to catch trout. So, and I've got, got some pretty good spinners here that I've caught some pretty big trout on. Nothing beats just a rooster tail, though, to be honest. Just that. It's just a little rooster tail. That's a rooster tail. That'll catch a trout. This will catch a trout. Sonic rooster tail. Thing is, I start giving out my good stuff, they're gonna lose it. Snag it. This is a good one too. And then you can't go wrong with a spoon. There's a nifty little one. Again, But you can't go wrong with Castmaster, you know. Yeah, just little Castmasters. I don't know. I don't know. And I got dough bait hooks. These are dough hooks. Only problem with dough bait hooks, as much as it's great because it keeps the dough on it, gotta follow the rules. Game one, yeah. These things, once you put a bunch of dough on it, they don't float anymore because that spring it just sort of weighs it down. And the trick is really to get the bait to float above the weight. It really is the what you want to do. So you want to take just a small little hook, clump a bunch of dough on it, and let it float about 2 feet above the bottom of the lake. So it really is the way to do it. Yeah. And that's an entirely different rig. Yeah, it's basically a Carolina rig, which I could do. I could set up a couple of the adults with some Carolina rigs, which is cheaper to lose a Carolina rig than it would be one of my spinners. Corn, yes, I have tried corn. I have tried, or better yet, bam, salmon eggs. In this lake, there's kokanee salmon. Those fish are used to hitting this roe. And put some of this on a hook. Salmon eggs would be a great way to go. So if somebody wants to catch some trout, this or worms. Worms work good too, but this right here, I have some of that. I got some of that. Like I said, the important part is to get the kids to catch fish, right? First things first, get them to catch fish. And then after they catch some fish, they can get picky. As for the adults, he's happy. Should catch trout, I told him. We're using trout bait. Want to get fish in boats first, then we can get picky. Picky. Trout should be among the assortment. We'll catch trout. There's lots of trout in that lake. I always catch trout. Trout jump on anything. They jump on anything. So, and then of course I've got trout stuff. So I mean it's like so it's like a little yellow. I mean they like spinners, so I've got a spinner I bought for $1 over at Walmart. Probably should have bought all of them, not knowing that I was doing this though. This spinner has been catching trout like crazy for me out on the lake. Here's my ultralight box. There it is. Well, I don't have an ultralight pole at the moment. So again, can't go wrong with just a black rooster tail. They work. Black rooster tails work. That's a really good one too. I've caught some big ones on that. This little yellow one, with the red spinner on it, this thing goes crazy in the water. So I do have my, this is a holographic Panther Martin. I've not had good success with this one, but I always wanted to try one of their holographic ones, and now I have. But I haven't had good success with it. I've caught 2 bass on it, no trout. You think I'd catch a lot more bass or trout on that thing. And then I've got nets. I mean, if you just throw a net out there and just let it sit on the bottom, works. I caught a nice bass yesterday with it over by the marina. They have the hook in the water. They will catch a fish as long as everyone can cast. There's no rat's nest in the line. Yeah, I hope so. And like I said, the doe does. Oh, it doesn't work there? The doe doesn't? Well, the doe works here. The doe really does work here. The doe definitely works here. So this is, and like I said, I think if the adults want to get something bigger than the little fish, this is one of my favorite poppers. This is a really cool popper, and it goes through the water comes through here, and it exits down below. So it goes through here and exits down below. This thing makes a really big popping sound, like a gurgling sound when you pull it across the water. It's actually, I don't even know who makes this. I don't even know who makes this, but there's no name on it. But this is a really good popper. Nice thing about poppers, they stay on the surface. Tough for you to lose a popper. They float. So, and then I got these little nano cranks. Nano cranks work really, really well. That's a near popper. Oh, neat popper. Yeah, it is. Remember that one funny looking yesterday, this lipless crank. I won't give them lipless cranks because they'll lose those for sure. Remember I bought this at the store because it had funny looking gills. This was getting chases yesterday. I didn't get any bites on it, but my gosh, the bass was just chasing this thing. I mean, right up to my boat. Yesterday was the first day I used this. I saw great promise. So, but really, I love the orange belly. The gills actually was a pretty neat bait yesterday. I don't know why they weren't biting it. I really don't, but they were chasing it like crazy, like 4 or 5 of these smaller bass all over the place. So, tomorrow I'm going to stay out all day, of course, because that's what I do. So I'll have this group for the morning from 7:30 till 11:30 or so. And if everybody has a great time, it's going to be, I'm going to take lots of pictures. It'll be a great video to put on my YouTube channel. I really would like to do more of this. I know this lake like the back of my hand. So it's a lake I fish 3 times a week. So, I should be able to help people catch fish. If they do what I tell them, they got to be patient. That's the thing about fishing. You just got to be patient. Toss it in there and leave the bobber out there for 5 minutes. Then you can move it closer after 5 minutes. But, in 10 minutes, you're going to catch a fish. Is what you're going to do. And if you catch a fish every 10 minutes, isn't that a pretty good hookup ratio? Pretty good. This is my only Guggen bait I've ever caught anything on. One time. I I tried to bend these up. These are so hard to bend. I need to bend those hooks up, farther up. The new Vega Frog, their hooks are bent up. And so I expect better hookup on it. But my gosh, throwing this thing out there was like throwing a grenade. As soon as it hit, boom, big old bass would hit it. Can't catch him. Hit him. Hit him. Yeah, I've got, it's a nice clear lake too. So then I've got my jerk baits. Jerk baits work, but I ain't giving that to nobody. They cost too much. Yeah, I don't know where my, I keep checking the tracking on my 6 Sense, and it's just taken forever. It left Memphis, Tennessee on the 29th. So today. Yeah, so it just left Memphis. That's not fair. It'll probably have to go to Hawaii first. So it goes from Willis, Texas to Memphis. Probably go to Hawaii before it comes here. It goes all the way around the world practically. It's just not fair. I want my Vega Frog. And I want my Axis. You don't understand, the Axis and the Vega Frog are the two greatest new patented releases by 6 Sense. I had an Axis on the first release, the 1.0. Lost it. So this time I ain't gonna lose it. And I think it cost me $15 for that bait. That's what it cost me. Look. Let's see. Axis. Yeah, $15 bait. And I got a bluegill spawn, which I think will work really, really well in our waters. So that looks really good. I had the shad the first time. So, and then I got the that Vega Frog. I got the bluegill on that too, the baby bluegill. That one looks really cool. $10 frog. But man, that thing looks good. But if you look at it, the hooks are upturned. So not completely weedless, but dude, that thing should get a real good hookup. So, and then my hyper jerk, what did I get on hyper jerk? Hyper jerk, freshwater. Their hyper jerks are awesome. I think I got shad scales on that one. Yeah. And I do have a hyper jerk in here somewhere. Not any of those. But this one's not the hyper jerk. This is a shad thread fin. This time of year, the jerk baits work really, really well. And this is the Provoke 106. And this is the shad thread fin, I think. Pretty sure. Where is it? Shad Pro. Maybe it's Shad Pro. Or Hickory. I don't know. Hard to tell the difference between these. Yeah, it's a Shad Pro. Well, that's a really nice one. You know, that's a great, really good bait to throw out there. Yeah, that'll catch something. Sometimes I forget what I got. When I go back to it, it's like, God, should have been throwing this. You know, this only dives 3 to 6 feet. You jerk on this thing's going to look like a dying fish. So, and I do have a hyper jerk someplace. Keep all my hyper jerks and all my jerk baits together. And sometimes when you're out there, you just sort of. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Nice jigs. I might have it in my bass box. Can't go wrong with wacky. I don't know where my hyper jerk is. I don't see it on my wall. Maybe I lost it. It's a good thing I ordered another one. Huh. Well, maybe that's it. I don't think that's it. No, that's not it. Last box. Well, I threw this one the other day too. This one also has a through and through on gills on that one. That was actually a good popper the other day for top water. That was a good popper. Well, I don't know. So good thing I ordered another one. Looks like I may have lost it. I hate it when I lose stuff like that. You know, $10 late, lure. But that's why you buy so many, huh? Lose them $10 at a time, though. It's expensive. Yeah, but poppers work. Poppers work. They're cheap. They're affordable, and they work. I want to use this yellow worm. I thought that would work really cool too. There's a lizard. I've never had good success with lizards. So look at this thing. This thing's all weird. It's quite the paddle tail with all these ridges and stuff like that on it. Never used it. One day I'll get. Can't go wrong with green pumpkin whack either, though. Bam. Just drop that down there. Tubes always do pretty good. Sort of like a Ned rig, a tube. Yeah, I have so much. This is why you don't need a bass box anymore, because I have so much stuff. Even I don't know what I have. This deep. This is a nice deep diver. So out, this is a nice threadfin shad. This will go down to about 15 feet, 12 to 15 feet. That works great. This is a bluegill. This one will go down to about 6 to 9 feet. Here's two really good lures. They got great knockers on them. They sound great. They move great. Really good. So, like I said, I have so much stuff. That's why you need more trout stuff. Although a trout will hit this. The trout right now, because of the hot water, is diving deep. If I throw this in the 15-foot area, I'll catch trout, because the trout will jump on this thing. So, and I don't want to give that to somebody else because, it's an expensive lure. All they got to do is hook it on something and get frustrated and lose it. The nice thing about being a kayak, you can get a different angle on it, and you usually save your lure. But yeah, good thing I got another hyper jerk coming, because it looks like I don't have one. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Now, yesterday I threw out the cartoon. I call this my cartoon lure. It's a deep diving. It looks like a cartoon, doesn't it? It's my cartoon lure. This thing drops down to about 15 feet and a big old giant bill on it. I got nothing on it yesterday, and I should have, because I basically trolled this thing. I trolled it, and I should have got something on it. Nada. Nada, nada, nada. And then yesterday, my number one lipless crank is this one. It's called the Bleeding Shad. This one right here, Bleeding Shad. This is my number one lipless crank. And then this one right here for my square bill. This one's very square looking, but it has incredible motion. This thing just does this. Just goes like crazy. So, and this looks just like a yellow perch. It's a surface bait, though. Basically, this will only dive to about 6 inches, or I can use it as a wake bait. And this one will just sort of work the surface. So it's got a good knocker on it. Maybe, I don't know. All depends on the water temperature tomorrow. If the water temperature is in the 60s, it's been up to 73 degrees, which is pretty warm. That's when the bass will start to dive a little deeper. Take shelter. And I've tried to use this deep diver as a Guggen too. And you think this looks like one I would bet on. Say to 12 foot. No, nada. Normally I would buy that and say, yeah, that looks like a winner. I gotta put treble hooks back on this guy. I gotta put treble hooks back on him because my single hook invention did not work. So I gotta put treble hooks back on him. Get him back to normal. And you see what I mean? So I got a ton of stuff. Those look like the right size hooks for it. Perfect. Right size hooks. Then I got to restring my Armor X. I got to restring that thing. Because I put Covert 20 pound on it, which is pure fluorocarbon. And I have learned I don't like fluorocarbon for full spool. Maybe a liter, but not a full spool. Fluorocarbon, in my opinion, should be used as a leader because it's just got too much memory to it. And it's very hard to cast. Very hard. So I got these 3 boxes: trout and panfish. Got some worms. See if they're still good. Probably not. Looks like I got crushed them. Nope, I don't have those worms. All right, don't have worms. All right, who needs worms? Voila. Voila. I got the surgery. Woo-hoo. All right. Okay, doctor, I need the surgical light. Surgical light. Voila. This was an experiment. Just completely changed its diving habits and its walking, its action, to where it was pretty useless. Not an easy thing, split rings, even with a tool. And then, of course, you catch your finger on hooks. Wrong side. Finally get a good split. I'm on the wrong side. Should hear whether my truck's fixable this week or not. One guy says it is. I don't believe him. I really love to have my truck back. Really love to have my truck back. So hard to put my big old kayak on top of a roof. You know? I usually have somebody help me at the lake. Come on. You're in the slot. There. This bait will catch anything. Nothing big. There it goes. But it'll catch. It's my fallback position. One hook. Woo. Get this hook right. I want to learn how to tie flies. Hey, Corey. Well, they're not going to use this. This is mine. I'm going to be giving them pretty simple bait. Simple bait usually works. So, I might give them a spinner or two for the adults, not for the kids. And get them maybe on some larger trout. I don't know. But you never know. The trout have been hitting square-billed cranks lately, the big ones. So, to be honest, I don't want to give my square-billed cranks out to them at $10 a lure. I just don't want to do that. I don't know how much you're paying me. I don't know how much you're paying me at all. So it's I can't earn money. I know that sounds weird, but I can't earn money. So I could do it for gratuities, I figure that's my way around it. I don't know. Take their family out on a trip out on the lake, get them to catch fish, and then at the end they pay me whatever they pay me. But there we go. Oh man, it's like I nailed it that time. So whatever they pay me, they pay me. I'll be happy. I mean, it's the first time. And if I could get them to recommend my YouTube page and put them on the YouTube page, so this is a guarantee. Right. Well, I agree. No crankbaits. Although I do have my miniatures. These right here. Not this one. This is my favorite. Don't get me wrong. But these when I lived in LA, I bought these from Alibaba. I think it was Alibaba, or anyway, they were really cheap. I mean, these only cost me like a dime each. So those right there, these right here, these only cost me about a dime each. So it's hot. It's hot, Corey. Pacific Northwest is burning up right now. And, I mean, these houses don't have air conditioning. Well, half of them don't. And although at the lake, it's nice. I mean, I've been at the lake, and the breeze is cooled down by the lake, and it's very pleasant. So the wind helps a lot up there. So, but yeah, if I just go ahead and stick with these, if they want a crank, I can give them a nano crank. And I've caught, on this one, I caught a nice smallmouth on this one. So, I mean, they do work. These do work. I caught a nice smallmouth with that one. So, you know, if they want something a little more substantial, you know. Charlie, I'm doing my first guide trip tomorrow at the lake. I'm going to be launching at Aspen. And I'm a little nervous, Charlie. So, but I'm going to give the kids all jigs and with power bait. So they'll all have a little baggie of power bait, and they'll put some power bait on their jig. That should catch crappie and perch. So that's what I'm doing. That'll get the bite on. Now for the adults, 9 to 15 years old. Now for the adults and maybe some of the bigger teenagers, you know, I do have these nano cranks, and I could give them some nano cranks, and the nano cranks will catch fish too. We'll see. I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nano cranks that I would be happy to let them use because they're really inexpensive. And I know they work because I've caught trout on them before, and I've caught bass on them before. So, you know, nobody wants to really work with a Ned, although Neds work, but Neds, you just throw them out there and you sit and wait. And I do have a lot of Neds. And I have poppers. So in the morning over at Aspen, that area, I should be, you know, we should be able to get some topwater action in the Aspen Cove there. Should work. Because I've gotten topwater over there before. And smallmouth and largemouth. Yeah, usually 1-pounders. But a fun fight nonetheless. So, but that, we'll see. And people are going to be, I mean, yesterday they only caught 1 fish as a group. I know, topwater's the best. Once you get your first topwater, it's like you don't want to go back to underwater. You just don't. It's like the best. And at Lake of the Woods, it is just exploding right now. Topwater is. I mean, it is just, I mean, they're just jumping out of the water right now because of the warm water. And, you know, it's expensive. I mean, I guess, you know, I'm meeting them at 7:30 in the morning at Aspen. And they're camping at the Aspen campground. So, you know, it'll be I'll bring my cards with me. You know, being my first, you know, I only have 10 more of these things to go. My stickers, I only have 10 more. I haven't even used one yet. You know, it would be nice, you know, to sort of make a challenge out of it. You know, that time when my car blew up, I was going to give this away. Maybe we'll give this away. Yeah, well, I have a new Panther Martin holographic, but that's not doing real good at Lake of the Woods. So, but you're right. Just a simple Panther Martin. You know, I'm thinking, you know, the rooster tails or something, real simple. And they do work. Rooster tails work. Or the blue foxes. I lost my blue fox, though. I saw some blue foxes on sale today on a clearance bin, but they were huge. Oh, gosh. I didn't want to buy them. Maybe this will be tomorrow's prize. We'll give that away with a sticker. The prize will be this lure, and a sticker. For the person who catches, should be the biggest or the most? Yeah, I know. Well, that's what we want them to have fun. What else can I give away? Can't give that away. I've got these cheapies. So I got these cheap spinners. I think I got them at Walmart for $1. These cheap spinners. So I can put some trailers on them and give those away. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's 5 prizes. That's 5 prizes. What do you think? We got 8 people. We'll see. I'm going to stick some trailers on these. Stick some trailers on them, and that'll make them happy too. Nice trailer for it. Some giveaways. I mean, these are only cost $1, so like it'll make the day a little bit more fun. All right. When they have a competition going. I don't know if you have the biggest loser prize. What do you put? Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to put biggest loser prize. Okay. So that's got a trailer. That's got a trailer. We need a trailer for that. We need the right trailer for it, though. Gotta make it the right trailer. So I'll have a 6 cents trailer on it. Green pumpkin. Gotta love green pumpkin. Always a good catcher. I'm gonna take this off because I don't like that trailer on that. I don't know what I was thinking. Shows you how cheap they are. The skirt fell off on this one. Let me just take the skirt off. We're going to put the green pumpkin, 6 cents on this. That'll probably work. That'll work. All right, so there's that. That'll work. All right, so this, and I need one more trailer. One more trailer. Ooh, I like this one. I can go with it though. What do I got up here? It's good stuff. Put a paddle tail on it. Woohoo! God, it smells good. Garlic. It's the Italian me. Did you guys see my food reviews? I got my British package in. Hey, Jacob. Okay, so these are my giveaways. Woohoo! Those are my giveaways. Spinners. Spinners. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 giveaways. Here. 6, 7, 8. All right. And stickers. So, these are my giveaways. So everybody gets something. So they get premium lures or stickers. Don't ask me how I'm going to distribute those. I have no idea. But for those people who do their best, whether they catch a fish or not, they're going to come away with something tomorrow. I think that makes me feel a little less pressure on me. So for the people that catch fish, great. People that don't catch fish, I'm still going to give them something. And these are very limited edition stickers. Very few in the world. Only a dozen of these exist in the world. That's it. So, and then of course, you got it. Oh, I have business cards on the boat, so I'm good. And in my wallet. So we're good on business cards. And for all of them to tell their friends to go to Terrible Fishing. Because we want to get to 400, right? And if I get to 400, I can do a really cool giveaway for you guys. Yeah, I know. Well, they should. I agree, Charlie. I agree. But it still scares me. It still scares me. But you're right. Everybody should catch fish tomorrow. Everybody should catch fish. Whether they like it or not. Whether it be a trout, a crappie, a perch, a bass. I mean, everything's hitting right now. Everything. So, everybody's going to catch a fish tomorrow. I'm going to take pictures of everybody. And it'll be a lot of fun. What I do? So, I'm going to put these up. Put those up. All right. and everybody's a winner. I like it. And I've got crankbaits for people. I got spinners for people if they want it. But we're going to start out with jigs. We're going to get the bite on with jigs and power bait. Jigs and power bait. Near Aspen, many yellow perch. I know, tons of yellow perch near Aspen. Also some bass right in that cove. So you're right. We should all be catching perch over by Aspen. So they're going to get, and the perch up there like red. So we should be good. Make that a little less. There you go. Maybe I should cut that. It's quite the trailer on that, huh? I think that should really kill it. And this one, that one should kill it because it's scented and it's a custom bait. And I've actually had bass bite on this, and this is a 6 cents. This, even without the skirt, will be killer. This will be a really good one, even without the skirt. Fell off. The rubber band broke. So should be good. And then this little square bill. So I think I got it. Sweet. Thanks, guys. Tomorrow, my first job-ish. And then if everybody has a good time, hopefully they'll get back to their camp. They'll tell all their camp buddies. And then maybe Friday, I'll have another group. Maybe, I could go out there Saturday. Saturday will be crazy, 4th of July weekend. Crazy. But especially in a kayak. So me, I'm fine because I've got my outriggers, but all those crazy people out there, doing their crazy things, making wakes. That's cool. All right, I got it. Bam. Check out my food videos. Got a great chocolate one, and I got a great tea one. So did those. And oh gosh. You can't see it because I can't. All right. By the way, if you are not on my Facebook page, oh my gosh, definitely here. I'm going to put my link for my Facebook page because I do put more stuff, like photos and stuff like that, sort of my Instagram. Ask to be my friend on Facebook. And I got a lot of stuff on Facebook too that I don't make videos of on YouTube. So definitely sign up on Facebook for me, and you'll see some fun stuff on top of what I've been doing. So anyway, thanks guys, appreciate it. I've got my prizes, I got my jigs, I got my bait all done, and the whole thing probably cost me $20. So as long as I make more than $20, I'm okay. So if I give them prizes, maybe they give me a bigger tip. But these will be good. These will be good. In fact, if they fished with these, they would probably catch some big ones. They probably would. Nice thing about spinners, you tie them on, and they're almost weedless because the hook is upwards on them, and this thing just spins and it just pulls across. So, and you really don't need skirts, but the skirts might help a little bit. But these skirts are so cheesy. $1 bin at Walmart. So, all right, take care, guys. Don't forget, staying off the water until the 10th. Going to girlfriend's house to hide from the heat. Dude, the water is cool, Charlie. It's much cooler up at the Lake of the Woods right now than it is down here. A lot cooler, believe me. So, I mean, it's a lot cooler. The breeze out there is cooled down by the lake. So, anyway, take care, everybody. Wish me well. Tomorrow's a big day for me. Bye.